Our next guests are parents and educators in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Joining us now is the president of Catholic Memorial High School, Donna Bichanich, and also a man who was marching in that Christmas parade with his daughter. Coaches at Catholic Memorial is Mike Bichanich. So thank you so much for joining us this morning, to the two of you. Michael, I'll start with you. You were marching through that parade with your daughter. I can't imagine that experience for the both of you. Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, so we were having a really good time. I've coached for the football team here. We won a state championship last Thursday. I knew a lot of our players were going to be going up there, and they needed a coach to go. And I was glad to go, but I wanted to make sure my daughter was comfortable going. And when I told her Saturday that we were going to be in a parade, not going to a parade, she was really excited. So there was a lot of joy being had by our float, all the patrons there, and it was turned tragic very quickly. I explained it to a couple of family members last night. Because I was with a lot of high schoolers, for whatever reason, I have a 6-year-old daughter, and she takes pretty small steps. So by the time we were getting to the end of the parade route, there was a very large gap between the party I was with and then the float that was behind us. So as the days, I guess, have been getting farther in the past, I've kind of realized that I had a lot of space in my immediate area. I was walking in the middle of the street, holding my daughter's hand, when I looked over my shoulder and saw, speed. High speed when I knew it should have been there. So I was able to react very quickly and with enough time to get her out of the way, get her onto the sidewalk. And as I got her there, I looked over my shoulder, and he narrowly missed the majority of the people in our float. And at that time, I just made a concerted effort to just make sure I shielded my daughter's eyes from everything that I knew we were about to witness.
Saying "I can't imagine" feels just like it falls so short with a situation like this. As a parent, imagining, as you said, it was supposed to be such an exciting time, not even with the kids that you're coaching, but with your daughter, and what a special memory, and a place that should feel safe. A Christmas parade. And I think a lot of people having a lot of trouble with that as we're entering the holiday season, thinking, should this be something I'm prepared for, heading to a Christmas parade with my kids? And unfortunately, that is a very true situation we're now dealing with. Donna, as the president of this school, how are the students and the community dealing with this?
It's been a very hard few days. As Mike shared, we had 40 of our students, plus a number of our coaches and staff that marched in the parade. It was like they were having such fun. It was Waukesha is such an amazing community. And so there was a lot of spirit in the air. And for kids, they just, their world and their sense of safety is shaken by an experience like this. We've come together very quickly. Our crisis response team came together on Sunday night, planned how we were going to help support our families and our kids the next day. Not only our students that were marching in the parade, but we have so many families that were there to watch the parade with their younger elementary school children. So we had a number of support services and counselors and priests on hand on Monday, came together with a large community celebration of a mass to pray for those who couldn't be with us, and have come together really with a sense of community. Our students have been amazing in their support of each other.
And that's the very sad reality of the situation. Not all of those children went home with their families. No matter what time of year, that would be an unfathomable situation to be in. And around the holidays, to consistently be reminded of that is going to be so difficult. And a pain no one and no parent should have to endure. And let me ask you, Mike, as you mentioned, you're a coach of multiple teams, and you're not only having to explain the situation at home to your young daughter, but to your players and the students that are looking to you for advice. What is it that you're telling them?
Well, you kind of touched on it right there. Believe it or not, as I was, leaving the chaos, I was looking forward to today. Today is Crusader Day of Service at our school. We always do it the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. We do not have classes, but we highly encourage all of our student body to participate in as many service projects as they can. And also, I knew it was going to be Thanksgiving the following day. So even though my heart was racing and I was just, had waves of sadness and anger in that moment, I knew those two things were, coming up on our calendar as a community. And I don't think there's, so I shared a lot of that, those kind of thoughts with the kids that, it's going to take time, above all things. It's going to take a lot of sharing of your feelings. But I wanted them to really focus on some of the key things that make Memorial and Waukesha truly special. And again, Crusader Day of Service, what we're about to go do right now for the next 12 hours of the day, we have, I think, close to 30 different types of service projects that range from cleaning up on outdoors to baking pies to making fleece blankets to writing cards. And the neat thing is that we're able to incorporate and put some more direct focus on the families in our community that need it right now and do service projects for them. So it has been tough. There's still some kids, believe it or not, that I haven't really gotten a chance to just talk to and embrace yet, because the ones that were there in the float, they have survivor's guilt and they know that there but for the grace of God go they, but they also saw a lot of really bad things. So I think just what we do here at Catholic Memorial is we're going to pray a lot. We're going to do a lot of service projects for the community, targeted specifically for survivors and victims of this tragedy.
Donna, let me ask you quickly before we have to go, as we were just touching on there, something that children should never have to see. No one should ever have to see. This situation should have never have happened, of course. But the country has a spotlight, it seems, on Waukesha right now. We've heard so many things about what a wonderful community it is there in Wisconsin. What would be your message as we head into this holiday weekend to everyone that is watching and maybe not dealing with this situation, but hopefully won't ever have to in the future, but dealing with something else on their own?
We're a Catholic high school, and we believe in the sense of community and a foundation in faith. And so what we would, anybody that's going through any type of tragedy, certainly we've heard from our alumni all over the country with regard to this, the sense of our own connection to our community here is very strong. And everything we do starts with our faith and giving children that gift. We always say it's a gift of faith because our great education will serve them well. Their foundation in faith will serve them more through life, through celebration and joy, as well as tragedy and sorrow. So that's where my advice would be, is to find those people you love, embrace them on Thanksgiving, and let them know how much they mean to you, because the precious gift of life is never certain.
It's such an important message. Donna Bichanich, Michael Bichanich, we thank you so much for joining us. I know this isn't easy to talk about. We appreciate you sharing your stories. We're praying for your community and your families as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, where real news for real people.